The new romantic comedy Finding Emily is out now in cinemas and I've just watched it. Let's discuss. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new then welcome on in. My name is Jay. This is my review for Finding Emily, the new romantic comedy film that just released this weekend actually. This is going to be a non-spoiler review. If you don't want to know anything at all, then as usual, save the video to your watch later playlist and come back after you've seen it. But all in all, I just want to give a general idea of what happens in the film without going into any specific details so that you can enjoy it for yourself. Very quickly, before we get into it, please do hit that subscribe button and hit the bell as well. Numbers are continuing to grow on the channel. I would love to have you join if you have not already. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the review. Finding Emily is a British film directed by Alicia McDonald, and it stars Gary Rice as psychology student Emily Rains, who is not actually the Emily in the title of the film. I'll get to that in a second, alongside Spike Fearn as Owen Brompton, a budding musician, and during one of his shifts as a sound engineer meets another girl called Emily. He gets her phone number, but unfortunately a digit is missed out. The whole film revolves around trying to find that Emily who gave him the phone number in the first place. Emily Rains offers her help in tracking down the real Emily, though she does initially do this to her own academic benefit. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that given that she is not the Emily in the title of the film, a lot of time is spent on the relationship between the main two characters, that being Owen and Emily Rains. Spike Fearn and Gary Rice have undeniable chemistry in my opinion, and whilst I won't say whether or not that leads into a romantic outcome, given it's a romantic comedy, you might be able to draw your opinions there. Whether or not it leads to that though, I will not say, but undoubtedly these two work in the lead roles. To talk about Angry Rice for a second, I've always been a fan of her work. I first saw her in a Black Mirror episode, it was the one that had Miley Cyrus in it, and then of course she plays Betty Brant in the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. And I'm surprised more people are not talking about her, to be honest. I know that she had a role, I think, in the recent Mean Girls musical, and I don't know, but I think I heard that she was maybe miscast. She wasn't suited for that role. I can't say, that's not my vibe. I've not seen that movie, but I'm happy to say that in this film she certainly gets the spotlight to give a stellar performance, and I'm glad that she does. Unlike Betty in Spider-Man though, there were times in the film where I hated some of the things that she was doing to Owen. I mentioned earlier on how she was just initially happy due to or trying to further her own academic development, though I did really appreciate where we ended the film and what she did to eventually rectify those mistakes. Hateable characters were actually a commonality in the film, and I think that was probably the point. There's another character called Emily, played by Kat Ronnie, and yes, you should get used to a lot of characters in this film being named Emily. She kind of serves the role as a more sort of minor comedic antagonist. The things that she was coming out with were just so frustrating to listen to, and I can definitely recall some people in my life who share the character traits that were being embodied there. Owen does get a lot of criticism for what he's doing, and that's understandable given what happens in the film, but it becomes exaggerated in a way that's really irritating to listen to, but honestly quite hilarious at the same time. There's also Emily Rains' professor, Professor Westlake, who definitely says things to his students, specifically Emily Rains, that are far too casual and out of line in my opinion. This guy's meant to hold some sort of academic integrity and professional standards, and the way he speaks to Emily just didn't sit right with me whatsoever. On the other hand, I never disliked Spike Fearn's Owen. I thought he truly was just that lovesick musician trying his best to find this supposed girl of his dreams, even if the way he achieves that is not necessarily the most conventional way of doing so. His performance, which may be jarring for those not familiar with the Manchester accent, or if you're not an Oasis fan, but it's a really grounded performance. There's no secrets with this guy. He's been completely honest with what he wants and how he's trying to do it. Overall, I found Finding Emily to be a surprisingly enjoyable story, with the two lead actors deserving more top star billings in the future. I saw Obsession earlier this week and I gave that an easy 5 stars, and that was followed by The Mandalorian and Grogu, which I was really disappointed by, and that got 2.5 stars from me. I'm happy to say that this leans further towards the higher end of the scale, and I'm giving it a very respectable 4 stars. I really don't have much else to say about Finding Emily. If you want an entertaining 1 hour and 40-minute love story that's sure to provide some laughs, then I can recommend this one. That is all for this one. Again, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you've seen the movie, and leave a like. As always, I've been Jay, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.